Alright guys, if you look here, I've introduced some merch to help support the channel. So on any of my videos, you scroll down, you'll see a line of shirts or hoodies down here on the bottom. Click on them and it'll take you to my homepage. And go ahead and click on the G35 at the front, at the very top. It'll take you to what shirts I have out there for you to get. So this helps support the channel, and if any of the videos I've done out there have helped you fix your G and you want to give back to help continue the growth of this channel, please feel free to go ahead and pick yourself up a shirt. You can pick any color you want. There's a logo on the front, a G on the back.
Alright, what we're looking at here is a lower ball joint. Today's video I'm going to show you guys how to replace this and the symptoms of what a lower ball joint going bad will look like on your G35 or your 350Z. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So obviously I'll show you with the tire on. Let me cue that right now. You're going to take the tire and you're going to go at the 12 position, the 6 o'clock position. You're going to go like this, really hard up and down. And if you feel any free play, that means you need a lower ball joint. I've already replaced the right hand side back in 2013. Here is the receipt. And this boot's been busted for probably 3 years. And even though it doesn't have free play in it, I do a lot of canyon carving. Oh shit. I saw a car on the road, the side of the road the other day, and it had its wheel bent in. So obviously a ball joint or some linkage had broke, and it made me think, you know, that would suck because this car has 180,000 miles on it, and I've never replaced this ball joint if that ball joint broke when I'm on the side of a mountain. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace it, and I'll show you guys how I do it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this tire removed. All right, now that you have the tire off, it's pretty obvious with a visual inspection. If you go down in here, boom, look at that, busted ass boot. So even though my wheel doesn't really have free play in it, this boot is beyond needing replaced. Before we begin, there's some tools you're gonna need for this job. And I got my toolkit, the ball joint remover from AutoZone. And the reason I went with AutoZone is because in the past, their kit usually sucked. It was the red one, which didn't have as many pieces. Now they have this updated kit. So the reason you want the black box is because, like I was saying, it has the couplings that work in it. Unfortunately, it's the most expensive one there. So it's $140 to rent this 23-piece ball joint removal kit. The thing is, it's just a rent-a-kit. So as soon as you're done with it, you bring it back, they give you your money back. So it's basically free. The reason they do the money is if you don't bring it back, they're gonna keep the money. This is the cup I found that actually will work the best. And what's nice about the ball joint from AutoZone is it gives you this alignment tool with it that goes over top of the boot. So it ensures that you don't hit the rubber boot at all. And this goes over perfectly. And this is the one that you're gonna wanna use. So you're gonna use this one to push it in, and you're gonna use this one to take it out. And I remember, the trick is you want this angled. You want it angled a little bit because it won't go straight because the position of the ball joint, the way it is in the control arm. So you angle it a little bit and then it'll come right out. So these are the two sleeves that you will need that'll make it work. Those red kits, they don't work. It has to be in this black box. And this, you will have no issues. And the reason I chose Duralast is because I put that in 2013 and I've had no issues. It comes with a lifetime warranty, and I'm still gonna go with Duralast. Say I've had no issues with a lower ball joint. I replaced the right side back in 2013. And the left side, the boot wasn't busted, so I never replaced it. But it's been busted for a couple years now. It's beyond due, so that's why I'm doing the left side. And since these come with a lifetime warranty, you can buy one from Concept Z or any of the other ones out there. They charge you double the price and no warranty. So if the boot ever busts, you just take it in, no questions asked, they'll give you a new one. So yep, that's why I chose Duralast. So a lot of people, especially who live in a place where the climate changes, this is very hard to turn. Even though you put I believe a 19 here and a 17 here, it's just hard to get this nut off. So I always go to this one here in the back. The reason being is it has a lock thing on the back of it, so you never have to worry about trying to take 2 wrenches, and you just take it like this, take this off, I need to replace my sway bar end links. I was gonna upgrade my sway bars eventually. I got white, these are white line bushings here, which I replaced a long time ago. So then this would just, your sway bar end link would just pop out, just like that. And then I think I'm gonna put a jack and put a little support over here. So instead of putting, letting this compression arm, which I've replaced, instead of putting stress on it, I'm gonna put a jack over here to put a little support on it. And then I'm gonna take these bolts all out. All right, now that I have the jack here, I just put just a little dinky bit of tension up here under the steering knuckle. Go ahead and pull out this cotter pin. You take that needle nose plier, and as you put pressure on this, it'll come out and straighten itself out. And then it takes a 22 socket, 22 millimeter. Let's go ahead and loosen this puppy up. Well, next time I'll put my bolt in that way. Why did I do it that way? Oh, so because I didn't have the wheel turn, that's why. So turn the wheel, zip it out. Here we go. Now let's put a little this up here on the knuckle. Yeah, scratch that. You don't have to take this all the way out. It loosened this. I figured it'd have play like this, but I loosened it anyway. See, look, it has play. I just let it sit there like that. I mean, it's up to you if you want to take that bolt all the way out, if you wanted it. But the reason you might take it out is say you want to put a new bushing in here, because this is usually the bushing that fails. So if you hear that creaking noise when you go slowly in a parking lot, like metal and metal rubbing, it's coming from here. So it's loosened. We don't have to remove it. Okay, you can see here this ball joint is absolutely no good. So you're going to take the only open face one in the socket kit, and it goes in this crevice like this at kind of an angle. And you want to make sure that this bolt is going through the hole up here, because if not, it'll be stuck and you'll be ramrodding it, and then this won't turn at all. So let's go ahead and get it aligned, and then you take your big C-clamp like this, go ahead and tighten it up. Don't be stupid like me and forget the snap ring. So just take a pair of needle nose pliers, and you can easily remove this retaining clip right here if I can get to it. So yeah, you just take a pair of needle nose pliers, stick in these two holes and spread apart. And you can use an air socket for this, but when you do it by hand, it ensures that it's going correctly. So if it doesn't turn at all, it stops, that means you're not going straight. So you can crank it by hand. It takes a 22 socket. Let's go ahead and let's crank her out. And there we go. She should be out. Bam! There's the old busted. Here's the old busted ball joint. Alright, let's take a look at what we got done so far here. So once you go ahead and get this ball joint out, you're going to want to go ahead and clean this area out before placing the new one in. And as you can see over here, here's the device I used to go ahead and pull. You want to keep the OEM little cone off of this and go ahead and place it on your new ball joint, just like so. And this will help seat it in properly when you go ahead and put it in the lower control arm. So, alright, once you go ahead and you have this cleaned, go ahead and you're going to look at your lower ball joint here, and there's only one cup that fits, and leave this plastic shield on, I guess you would say this sleeve, and it'll go on just like this, and it fits perfectly, unlike kits in the past that never worked. So they've updated the kits at AutoZone. The one that's 23 pieces, the $140 rental, it's the one that'll work for sure. unlike in the past where it used to be really difficult. What I found is this Duralast cup that comes, to make sure it works, it has to fit exactly right over. So there's one that's like a size a little bit bigger than this, and it just wouldn't work. And it's the size I thought would work. And the thing is this kind of pinches, it actually pinches the rubber boot a little bit, but it doesn't cut it or anything like that. So this is the tip to you, is this little plastic, I guess you would say, alignment tool that comes with the lower ball joint. Just match it up with this cup, and the one that's exactly right is the one that works. And it worked very flawlessly. So go ahead and you're going to take your ball joint and you're going to go ahead and stick it right in there halfway, just as so. And then you're going to go ahead and take your cup and you're going to place it over top, move this wire, and there you go. And then we're going to put the C-clamp here and we'll go ahead and press it down in. Yes.
Sweet victory.
I know, right? Well, that's definitely the piece you want to use, is right here. There you go. And here we go. Where's my nipple at? There it is. Alright, see those nipples on that? Now we got a full brand new ball joint in here. We need to put the retaining clip on the bottom, and then you should be tits. Let's see here. Because it is January. There you go, slip that on. February. And I'm out working on my car outside. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it really feels amazing out here.
I know, right?
It's
Alright.
like perfect.
Then you put that retainer clip in, look at that. Yeah. It's an official ball joint install right there, guys. We're gonna put this lower control arm up over the lower ball joint that you just installed. So go ahead and lower this down, like so. Oh, you turn the wheel in, that makes sense. Instead of pulling down on it, fighting it. Oh. All right, right there. Alright, that's good. There you go. Alright, an issue I had with this ball joint is put some pressure, some tension up on it, and then this nut will actually screw down on the bolt. Because it'll sit there and spin freely for a while, and I couldn't figure out until I put tension on it. Then it grabbed. So you guys get the bolts finger, I guess, snug in the nuts. Here's what the specs are actually according to the service manual. So back here, the lower control arm bushing, this nut is 96 foot-pounds. The one that actually holds on your coilover or your strut, this one is 57 foot-pounds. And then the actual ball joint nut, it is 70 foot-pounds. So these are the actual service specs. You can put it whatever you want. I'm going to do it according to the service manual. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. So it'd be this right here, and then this one right here, and then this one right there. Oh yeah, and then if I wanted to do, let's see, I forgot to highlight the sway bar end length. The sway bar end length, it has that at 65 foot-pounds. Okay, this one takes 70 foot-pounds of torque, which we've got torqued. And make sure you got to put in the the cotter pin that goes in the nut to make sure that this nut, in case it doesn't vibrate off, you want to have that in there. That's definitely important. And then this, you're going to go ahead and do at 57. So I'm just going to do this one to 60. And this one in the back, we've already gone over, is 65. And then this one back here is 96. So I'm going to start with this one since my torque wrench is already at 96. Let's do this. Now it looks like the guy fire sensor installed my car. Alright, getting aligned with the new. Alright guys, that's going to complete the job of putting in the lower ball joint. Just a couple things I wanted to go over before I finish up here. Once obviously you have all the bolts tightened up, you're good to go. What I found is this Duralast cup that comes, to make sure it works, it has to fit exactly right over. So there's one that's like a size a little bit bigger than this, and it just wouldn't work. And it's the size I thought would work. And the thing is this kind of pinches, it actually pinches the rubber boot a little bit, but it doesn't cut it or anything like that. So this is the tip to you, is this little plastic, I guess you would say, alignment tool that comes with the lower ball joint. Just match it up with this cup, and the one that's exactly right is the one that works. And it worked very flawlessly. It was very easy. So that'll do it today in today's video, guys. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment like always, and I hope that helped you with your lower ball joint. And yeah, that's it.